Hi, I'm Nick Lockruff, and today I will be speaking about a newly proposed plan for government-funded education beyond high school. This plan, championed by 2020 President-elect Joe Biden, will grant roughly 80% of Americans free tuition at any four-year public university and everyone free tuition at community colleges. Biden proposed this plan as he was running for president and will hopefully be implementing it starting in January. He and his wife, who is also a college professor herself, believe that this is the best way to help the American people through increased access to education and helping build the American middle class. The main problem that this policy addresses is the cost of attending college for Americans and providing access to education for everyone. The reality is there are over $1.6 trillion worth of student debt weighing down Americans as each person tries to build a better life for themselves. Joe Biden's plan will provide every American access to basic higher education through two-year community colleges. Anyone who makes less than $125,000 per year will also gain access to free college tuition at any four-year public university. Tuition expenditures by the federal government are already very high, and the funds are not always going to the people who need them most. However, if some people can make much more money than others and can pay for their children to attend college, it becomes a possibility to pay for the less fortunate students. While the cost of funding this will be large, it is important to note that the federal government already spends vast amounts of money on the collegiate tuition funding. The federal government, in fact, spent $151 billion on college financial aid in the 2018-2019 school year, which is currently being distributed irresponsibly. The total cost of funding this project, according to a report by Georgetown University, will cost just under $50 billion in the plan's first year. After that, the cost of the plan is expected to increase gradually as more and more students wish to attend college for free. The federal government will fund 75% of the money required for this policy, and state governments will be required to pay the remaining 25%. In the first year, this amounts to $33 billion from the federal government and $16.5 billion from the states, a fraction of the total government spending on education in previous years. However, this could come as some bad news for some state college programs. Due to the average funding on a per-student basis by the federal government, some states will be forced to reduce their funds allocated to each student under their instruction. On the other hand, states that have heavily funded their community college programs will be able to spend much of their funding that they put towards college tuition to better use. California, for instance, spends over $12 billion annually on higher education and could get much of that back if the policy passes. Across America, increased incentive to go to college will cause an increase in the average education level of our workforce. This is the most important thing for America, as most jobs will require higher education training by 2030. This increase in education could improve our country quite a bit, starting with our taxes. Unsurprisingly, people who go to college make more money and therefore pay more taxes. The expected tax revenue is expected to increase by $371 billion, more than 707 times this policy's cost. In terms of the general population and our own benefit, this policy would be expected to generate more than $850 billion in public and social benefits. Due to overall increased intelligence of our society, we would have more free income, more people with free income, and less expenditures like student loan payments. By increasing our level of education and opportunity for every American, this policy will be very helpful to our economy and our country in general. We would be improving every facet of our lives, as increased education would benefit us more than just economically. With the benefits only increasing from this policy's inception, investing in free higher education is a fantastic opportunity for our government. The effects of Joe Biden's policy will be felt for a very long time, as this is a long-term investment in the future of the prosperity of America. Investing in education is as important as any investment, and many other countries are ahead of us in this regard. It is time for America to once again be the land of promise for anyone lucky enough to live there. It's time to see what we are truly capable of.